ओम श्री गणेशाय नमः। ओम श्री सरस्वत्यै नमः। ओम श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः। ओम समस्तजन कल्याणे निरतं करुणामयं नमामि चिन्मयं देवं सद्गुरुं ब्रह्मविद्वरम्। ओम वसुदेवसुतं देवं कंसचाणूरमर्दनं देवकी परमानन्दं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुं। हरि ओम। Bhagavan explained in details of the essence of Tyaga, or called Karma Yoga, and Sannyasa as knowledge and meditation. And then he said, as far as you are concerned, that you must follow Karma Yoga, and by my grace, you will overcome all difficulties. And if you don't listen, then you are causing your own destruction only. And if you say, what does it matter? I will perish, doesn't matter. You say, but it will also not happen, because the Prakriti will force you to do what you don't want to do now. Because Swabhavajena Kaunteya Nivaddasvena Karmana, you are bound by your own Swabhava Janita Karma, and therefore you can't fight with your nature. And I think all of us must have seen that. The more we say that I will not do this, Prakriti will make us do that. So many things happen like that. So therefore, don't have this kind of stubbornness or insistence or this ignorance. Understand what your swabhava is, what your duty is, and just do it. So a question arises, does it mean this swabhava and prakriti is so powerful, there is no one more powerful than that? They say, no, there is one more. Ishvara sarvabhutanam hriddesher junatishtati Brahmayan sarva bhutani yantrarudhani maya. There is Ishvara, who is the Lord of Prakriti, and He is there in the hearts of all beings. And it is His power that all jivas are performing all their karmas. Like, the puppets are there, they just go on dancing like that. Yantra Rudhani, all dwelling in their upadhis of body, prana, mind, intellect, senses, all the jivas are working. So therefore, as far as this world is concerned, you are bound by your swabhava. But that Lord is greater than them. And therefore, if you dedicate your karma to that, then you will not be bound. You will come out of this bondage. Otherwise, bondage will be there. So now we have seen up to this point. So now after saying that, now Bhagavan says in the 62nd second shloka, Tameva sharanam gaccha sarva bhavena bharata tat prasadat param shantim sthanam prapsyasi shashvatam. And since that Ishvara is the Lord of Prakriti, Swabhava of all jivas, Tameva sharanam gaccha. Therefore seek refuge in Him alone. See, eva shabda is mahatva. Tam eva, not to anyone else. You have to surrender yourself. We'll see more about the sharanam later on. That tameva sharanam gaccha. Sharanam is what? Sharanam. Sharanam is Arti Haranasthana is called Sharanam. That place where when you go, all your afflictions end that is called Sharanasthana. Like, you are walking on the road and suddenly it starts drizzling. So suddenly you find a shelter. Oh, otherwise I will get drenched completely and all that. So, sir, you under a teen shade it may be. Sharana, ashraya it is. Sharana also refuge. Sharana also is very goal of life. So many meanings are there of that. Tameva sharanam gaccha. Seek refuge. Seek your shelter there only. Tameva sharanam gaccha. Again, dedicate yourself to him only. And how you have to go? Sarva bhavena Bharata. Hey Bharata. Bharata means Arjuna, Bharata Vamsha Arjuna. But Bharata also means Bha means light. Rata means reveling in that. So Bharata, Bhayam Rataha Bharataha. The one who revels in the light of knowledge, that person is called Bharata. So here Arjuna, Tameva Sharanam Gaccha. And how? Sarva Bhavena. Sarva Bhavena, wholeheartedly. Wholeheartedly means in thought, word and deed. That is called Sarva Bhavena. Only a thought is there, but you never say it. Or you say, but you never mean anything. And actually you never do. Some people, any problem, I am one phone call away. You just call, that's all. So what is it? But if he actually calls, line is not very clear, I can't hear, what you are saying. I can't hear. Everything he can hear. But why? Because he's asking some money. He's in trouble and then he asks for money. I can't hear. In olden days, telephone lines were not very good and all that. So the telephone operator used to come in between. He said, line is very clear. That man is asking 20,000 rupees. So this man said, if you hear, then you give. I don't hear. I didn't hear. So then if you say, I am one phone call away, one email away, and like that if you say, and so you have, word you have said, but actually in mind you really don't mean that. Or in the mind you really, but you never say. So how, if you never tell a person, then how does the person know that you are ready to help me? So you should be ready, you should say that, and when that comes, actually you must do it. That's called Sarva Bhavena, wholeheartedly. In general also you say, I did that job, but half-heartedly. Means not all feelings and all that, and half-heartedly. Some people quarter-heartedly. And some people say, I did that, but my heart was not there at all, means heartlessly. So what is that job then? So Sarva Bhavena Bharata, in thought, word, deed, wholeheartedly in all love that you Sharanam Gaccha. We'll see more of that later on. Tameva Sharanam Gaccha Sarva Bhavena Bharata. What will happen? Always, what will happen? If I seek refuge, Tat Prasadat Param Shantim Sthanam Prapsasi Shashvatam. Tat Prasadat, Tasya Prasadat, by the grace of that Lord, Shantim Param Prapsasi, you will attain supreme peace. That peace which never gets broken down into pieces, that peace you will attain. And sthanam prapsasi shashvatam, and that eternal abode, which is your own nature, that you will realize by God's grace. Param shantim and shashvatam sthanam, you will get that. Tameva sharanam gaccha sarva bhavena bharat. Having said that, now Bhagavan concludes his teaching here. And you know what he says? Iti te jnanamakyatam guhyat guhyataram maya विमृशैतद् अशेषेण यथेच्छसि तथा कुरु इति. Thus te to you jnanam, knowledge, akhyatam, revealed to you. So thus I have revealed all knowledge to you. And this knowledge was guhyat guhyataram maya. Oh. Guhyam is secret. Huh? And guhyat guhyataram. Any secret you can understand, it is a greater secret than any secret you can think of. Maya, I have told you. You see, the idea is that certain things are hidden from our vision. So you say, it is a secret, we don't know. And then one day you remove the veil or what, it is here. But this, it was hidden only from your vision. Certain secrets are hidden from our understanding. Like the force of gravitation, and theory of relativity, and relative density, and how that our Archimedes discovered. Eureka, eureka, eureka. One man went to a job interview, and the interviewer asked him, what is the meaning of eureka? Oh, this man, eureka. And he said, it means I am not getting this job. So the Archimedes, he entered into the tub and the water came out, and then, he understood the principle of relative density and all, right? Apekshik ghanatva siddhanta and all that. So, it is by understanding. So it is greater secret. But this subject can never become object. That's why it is said always, this Atma Jnanam is not a matter of sense perception or inference, logic. Only when someone reveals to you, only you will know it. That's why it says, that Vidya which only through Vedanta, Pramana and Acharya can be known, that knowledge I have revealed to you. Iti te jnanam akyatam guhyat guhyataram maya. Now, vimrushya etat asheshena. Asheshena completely. Vimrushya means think over it. Having etat. Understanding for yourself. Because I have given knowledge, but it must become your own knowledge. See, many times when we say, oh, the teachers say, scriptures say, and I understand, but then I cannot do it, because it has not become our knowledge. When we say, I have understood what we mean, I have understood what scriptures say, what the teachers say, but it has not become my knowledge. And I cannot use someone else's knowledge. I can live only my knowledge. Therefore, Bhagavan says, Vimrushya etad asheshena, and then Bhagavan says, Yathechasi tatha kuru. And then do what you like. Oh, yatha ichhasi. As you desire, as you wish, tatha kuru. Do it. You see, if this Gita had stopped here, then it would have been different. But again, Bhagavan starts saying, Vimrushya asheshena yathechasi tatha kuru. Now you know, what is this problem now? When Bhagavan has said, now do as you like. I have told you. Now you think about it. And now he says, Guhyat Guhyataram, the great, great secret I have told you. And now he says, but Arjuna, wait a minute, I am going to tell you the secret most. Yes. तो अभी क्या बोला फिर? What happened? I think Bhagavan suddenly got scared and worried. Why Bhagavan got worried? Bhagavan said, I told him Yathechasi tatha kuru. And suppose he says, okay, I have thought over it, I am going to Rishikesh. देख तो मेरा इतना सारा करा कराया सब मिट्टी में मिल जाएगा. What I taught him all that, you know, भगवान got he should not. थोड़ी तुमको डर लगा. यथेच्छसी तथा कुरु. Do as you like. पता नहीं क्या करेगा. So Bhagavan didn't want to give him a chance to make a wrong decision. Many times, the parents also tell the child to do the best of their own, and then in the end say, okay, do what you like. You may say that what you like, but you really don't want them to do what they like, because you want them to do only what really is good for them, right for them, and that's only, Two fathers were talking to each other. One father told the other father, the person, friend, you see, my son never listens to me. He is not obedient at all. He never listens to me. The other man said, oh, my son is very obedient. He really does whatever I say he does. He says, how? He said, I told him, do what you like. He is very obedient. He does exactly what he likes and all that. We don't know what to do. So here, even though choice is given, but again Bhagavan had all the parents also, they sometimes they say, okay, now I have told you, now you do what you like. But in the heart they feel, Bhagavan, put some sense in him and then let him do the right thing only, not only what he likes. So, this is such a sweet shloka that Bhagavan says. Oh, we have to just only feel that heart of Bhagavan here. He says, Sarva guhyatamam bhuyaha Shrunu me paramam vachaha Ishtosi me dridhamiti Tato vakshami te hitam. Bhagavan says, Bhuyaha Shrunu. Listen again. Bhagavan, I thought you completed iti means finished. Again listen. What? Paramam vachaha, my supreme advice. Oh, so up till now what was that? Are Baba Joyce, but listen, now the supreme, what I am going to tell you, this is the final word. Sarva guhyatamam, the deepest secret. Now I am going to tell you. Why you are telling me, Bhagavan? The next word is, I will move you because you are extremely dear to me. Ishtosi me dridham. How many times Bhagavan has said that earlier? Bhaktosi me sakha cheti in the 4th chapter is. Yatteham priyamanaya vakshami takamaya. Here also he says, Arjuna, you are extremely dear to me. See, if you read Mahabharata, you will know one thing, that Bhagavan loved Arjuna much more than Arjuna loved Bhagavan. Bhagavan used to remember him again and again, and on this pretext or that pretext wanted to spend time with Arjuna. He says, Ishtosi me dridham. You are extremely dear to me. Tato vakshami te hitam. Therefore, I am telling you something in which lies your well-being. Even though I said ki you do what you like, but I want to tell you something. Before you just take some kind of decision, listen to me. Listen to me, Arjuna. when said, Arjuna was ready. Yes, Bhagavan. Bhagavan said, don't put your mind in some other kind of job or other kind of pursuit or other kind of decision. But what you do, manmana bhava madbhaktaha madhyaji mam namaskuru mame vaishyasi satyam te pratijane priyosi me. Again, priyosi me, you are dear to me. How many times Bhagavan is saying that, to Arjuna? You are dear to me, you are dear to me, you are dear to me. See, we tell Bhagavan, you are dear to me is one. But if Bhagavan says, you are dear to me, we want to hear this word from Bhagavan. In our vyavahara also, if you love someone, and the other person never says anything, then you want to hear that. Some person, just why can't you say? What do they have to say? Don't you know that I love her? But why can't you say? So you're dying to hear that word. And here Bhagavan, priyosi me, itosi me. Bhagavan says, I told you athechasi tada kuru, but now I tell you manmana bhava, madbhaktaha bhava, madhyaji bhava, mam namaskuru, mam eva eshyasi. This shloka, the line is there in the 9th chapter also. Manmana bhava madbhakta madhyaji mam namaskuru, madparayanaha mam eva eshyasi. Bhagavan says here, manmana bhava. Let you not keep your mind in another decision, another pursuit, another thing. Manmana bhava. Manmana means mayi manaha yasya saha manmanaha. The person whose mind is in Bhagavan, that person is called manmanaha. So keep your mind in me. In 12th chapter also it says, Mayyeva mana adhatsva. Then he says, Mad bhaktaha bhava. The bhava word will go everywhere. Mad bhakta. Become my devotee only. Be devoted to me. That means you love me. Mad yaji bhava. Worship me. Mam namaskuru. Chala namaskar kar. Do namaskar to. Prostrate to me. That means surrender to me. Mad yaji mam namaskar. Mam eva eshyasi. Then you will come to me only. And if you don't do, then samsaram adhigacchasi. Only then you will go to samsaram only. And Bhagavan is samsara saram bhujagendraharam. Bhagavan is the very truth of samsara. So you will either be only in illusion, you will be living in illusion. But if you do this, manmana bhava madbhaktaha madhyaji mam namaskaru, mam eva eshyasi satyam. Certainly, truly, te pratijane, to you I promise. This is my pledge. I give you my word. Then you will come to me, not to this samsara. Priyosi me. Arjuna, how many times I will tell you, you are very dear to me. You are dear to me, I love you. Manmana bhava, madbhaktaha bhava, madhyaji mam namaskuru, mam eva eshyasi. See, now let us see here some more meaning. See, manaha, what is the manaha? Sankalpatmakam manaha. The mana's nature is of entertaining sankalpa. See, whenever you want to do anything, achieve anything, first of all, that thought must come to your mind or not. Because if the thought itself doesn't come, you will not do anything. Suppose you come to know that there is Gita discourse here going on. The first thing will happen that your thought will come that I want to listen to this. Gita Manaha Bhava. So then your thought comes. Otherwise, है प्रवचन ठीक है. और बोलते स्वामी जी हैज़ कम फ्रॉम इंडिया, उनको काम क्या है दूसरा, व्हाट ही हैज़ गॉट टू डू, तो घूमते रहते हैं, दैट इज हिज जॉब. You don't pay any attention because but that thought must come in your mind that I want to. So anything you do first. So in the same way here, I want Bhagavan. I want to know this truth. Whichever way it comes in your mind, a bhakta will say, I want Bhagavan. A jidnyasu may say, I want to know what the truth is. Man mana bhava. And only simple sankalpa coming is not enough. You must have enough love for that. Mad bhakta. That enough love for whatever you want to achieve. This is a secret of success also. Whenever you want to achieve anything, the first there must be a resolve, a thought, a wish must come in your mind. And not only just coming, going, but first devotion. It should be enriched, empowered with that love and devotion that I really want. You know, sometimes the people say, Swamiji, when are you coming next? And suppose you say, whenever I come, but tell me, what will you do to organize my program? Oh, organize? No, if it is organized, I may attend it. But when are you coming next? Oh, but I cannot come. Oh, it's okay. Or till then, what will you do? Wait for you. There is nothing, there is no forcing any of that. You go to somebody's house, that man asks, what will you have? Hot or cold? No, I am fine, okay. Oh, it's okay. What okay? He may say nothing, but if you really want to, at least bring something. So then if it is brought, then he will take both, hot and cold. Anyway, Bhagavan said, Manmana bhava, mad bhakta bhava. Means what the thought that comes to your mind, it must be empowered with love. Then mad yaji bhava, you worship me means, then whatever sadhana necessary, for that you should be ready. All people are, all the time, is there any shortcut? Anyone who asks for shortcut means a lazy person. And any shortcut you will give to him, that will appear long. Oh, that's that long. Even the shortcut also will appear long only to him. Madhyaji means, it's not only worshipping, dhupam agrapayami, deepam darshayami, navedyam nivedayami, not only like that, but do any sadhana. Mam namaskuru. Mam namaskuru means, just surrender unto me. That then only you exist, I do not exist then. Mam eva eshyasi, then you will come to me only. Na samshayaha. Bhagavan said in 12th chapter, he said, Na samshayaha. Here he says, Satyam. Certainly you will come to me then. And that means not to this samsara. Otherwise, tera samsara khatam nahi hoga. You will fall in this samsara only then. Pratijane. Bhagavan says, Aham pratijñam karomi. Vachanam dadami. I am giving you word, promise. And now comes the final. It is called Charama Shloka. And you will find in the Vishishtadvaita Sampradaya, so this shloka is the most powerful. And consider Charama, final advice. Okay? Final. Now in the airport also they say the last and final call, but 10 times they will say this is last and final call. Then only real when the closing door comes, the final means real final. The darwaja band ho gaya, gone, the plane has gone. That was real final. So Bhagavan first says Guhyat Guhyataram. Then he said, no, Guhyatamam I am going to tell you. And then Mam Ekam. And now comes the most famous shloka of the Bhagavad Gita. There are certain shlokas that are most famous. Like Karmanye Adhikaraste is a very, very famous shloka. Now the next shloka. Now you also know it. Sarvadharman parityajya Mamekam sharanam vraja Aham tva sarva papebhyaha Moksha ishyami ma shuchaha. Now together. Sarva dharman parityajya Mamekam sharanam vraja Moksha ishyami ma shucha. Bhagavan says, now the advice, sarva dharman parityajya. Parityajya, renouncing all dharmas. All dharmas. Renouncing all dharmas. Mam ekam sharanam vraja. And sharanam vraja, seek refuge. Surrender to me, one me only, Mam Ekam, not to anyone else. Mam Ekam Sharanam Vraja. Aham tva sarva papebhyo mokshayishyami. I shall release you from all sins. Ma shucha. Do not grieve. Do you remember when Bhagavan started his teaching, in the second chapter, he started Ashochan Anvashochastvam Prajnavadanscha bhashase Gatasu Nagatasuscha Nanushochande Vandeda. Arjuna, you are grieving over those people or those matters which do not deserve any grief. Huh? Now he said, Ma Shuchaha. And always saying all that. He has proved it. There is no reason to grieve and all that. Surrender to me. Ma Shuchaha. Sarva dharman paritteja. And what a beautiful line. Aham tva sarva papebhyo moksha ishyami. I shall release you from all sins. You know, once I was listening to a talk by a very, very great Mahatma, you know. Some of you might have heard the name of Krishna Shankar Shastri Ji Maharaj. How many of you heard? There are some people. He was speaking in Hindi and he said a very, very nice thing that has stuck in my mind. He said, Pehla I will tell you in Hindi what he said. कि भगवान भक्तों के पापों को माफ नहीं करते हैं. भगवान भक्तों के पापों को माफ नहीं करते, उनको साफ करते रहे. That means God doesn't forgive his devotees' sins. He doesn't forgive, but he washes them away. उसको पाप से मुक्त कर देते. तो आप क्या माफ करना? What a sweet thing. Bhagavan says, Aham tva sarva papebhyo mokshayishyami. Ma shucha. Now this is the translation. Sarva dharman parityajya mamekam sharanam vraja. Aham tva sarva papebhyo mokshayishyami ma shucha. Now, Bhagavan, towards the end, again you are contradicting yourself. Why? All the time telling me, do your dharma, do your dharma, do your dharma, and shreyan swadharmo vigunaha paradharma sanushtitat swadharme nidhanam shreya, and now say, renounce all dharmas. अब ये क्या बात हो गई? Now, dharma means, so I should give up all my duties. Dharma means religion, so I should give up our religions or duties. Or dharma is righteousness, I should give up righteousness. Or dharma my aptitude, give up all that. ये तो क्या होगा? In the end, now you have confused me again. Sarva dharman parityajya mam ekam sharanam vraja aham tva sarva papebhyo mokshayishyami ma shuchaha. You see, when such things come, that means we have to think little more. Wherever such shlokas come there, then require more thinking about it. Sarva dharman parityajya. Now, let us see here. Try, see, and the beauty of all our Shastra is that they give us freedom to think. As long as you keep thinking in the line of that scripture, then it is fine. Don't go out of that. Then you have got freedom to think. Like, someone learns a music raga, like rag Yaman, any rag for that matter. So in the beginning, they have to follow Aroha, Avroha, and all the compositions and everything. And then, when they have learned after great masters, they take such kind of liberty, freedom, creativity, this, that. But in the beginning itself, you start doing, you will not be Sura but Asura. Not Tal but Vetal. Vetal हो जाएगा, तू Vetal सब भूत हो जाएगा वहाँ पे ना. That freedom and all that creativity comes only that, you see. So even if you are thinking, our thinking must remain on the line of what the scriptures. So let us understand, sarva dharman parityajya. Now when it is a dharma parityajya, now what is the meaning of duty? So does it Bhagavan mean you renounce your duties or what? And mam ekam sharanam vraja. So the idea here it is, see, we have got various duties. Because we have to play so many roles. First, I will talk from Karma Yoga standpoint. Then we will talk the slow from Jnana Yoga standpoint. Okay? Now, Karma Yoga standpoint, Dharma, all our duties are there. Right? So now, as a mother, as a father, as a son, as an officer, as a leader, as a pleader, as a preacher, as so many, as a so and so, as a so, and we have got duty to. How many duties we have got? My duty towards this, my duty towards that, my duty towards that. So many concepts are there, so many duties are there. And people generally ask how to strike a balance among all these duties are there. Now Bhagavan says, sarva dharman parityajya mamekam sharanam vraja. That means what? You may have to play different roles. You may have many duties towards different people. But now what you say, that all duties I am performing dedicated to God. Mam ekam sharanam. So drop the idea of many. See, as long as you keep idea of many, then the balancing becomes very difficult. But all duties are there, yes. But don't say, this I am doing for mother, this is for father, this is for office, this is for our, and then trying to please everybody and all that, and then nobody is pleased. But then what is that idea? Keep dropping the ideas of many duties, performing for many, you say you have got only one duty, and that is serving the Lord only. Mam ekam sharanam. You see, it is said about ekam shastram devaki putra gitam. There is one shastra which Bhagavan Krishna has said. Karmapyekam tasya devasya seva. All of us have got to do one duty, not many duties. And what is that one duty? Serve the Lord, dedicate to Lord. Bas. So then what happens? Your entire life becomes only one. If there are many, then the idea will be many. But if you say, all eyes only for God, dedicate to God, matter is over. Sarva dharman parityajya. Don't say, I am doing this for this and this and this and this and no, everything is one. Yadyat karma karomi tatta shambho tavaradhanam. Or kayena vacha manasendriya narayana eti samarpayami. That's what we call the idea. So drop all the different ideas of many kartavyas and for many people, and then you say only there is one kartavya. That serve the Lord. Then Bhagavan says, aham tva sarva papebhyo mokshayam. And karma yoga result is what? All impurities of mind, vasanas are washed away. That's called sarva papebhyo mokshayam. Once I read a very peculiar definition of papa. Papa generally says sin. And the definition was pati iti papam. That which protects is called papa. Then I said, what is protect? This sin, papa, protects. Yes, ajnanam. Durvasanam. So papa is that which protects your ignorance very well. And all the negative tendencies and all, that is called papa. So papa, all the papas are gone. Sarva papebhyo. Bhagavan already said that if you do this, then mat prasadat param shanti sthanam prapsyasi shashvatam. Very good. My phone, how it never rings and then it rings. I forgot that it was there. Aham tva sarva papebhyo. So now when you look at it, the karma yoga, sarva dharman parityajya, mamekam sharanam vraja, then what? And I am not giving this interpretation, not keeping with the Shastra. It is already there. In Narad Bhakti Sutra, there is one Bhakti Lakshana Narad ji gives, tad arpita akhila acharata, tad vismarine parama vyakulata. Tad arpita, everything is done for Bhagwan only. So all the gopikas, when they used to milk the cow, that was also for that. And when they are going to sell that in the market, also Bhagwan, they used to forget that they have to buy milk and yogurt or curds and all that. They used to say, buy Krishna, Krishna, Krishna. That also they were selling Krishna. Sarva dharman parityajya. So all karmas are only for that. So how many duties are there? And dedicated to whom? Bhagwan. That is called Sharanam Vraja. Then what? Bhagwan will purify all the vasanas. Sarva papebhyo mokshesha. And the vasanas go away, durvasa, ma shucha. What is there to grieve then? Correct? Okay. Now let us see from Jnana Yoga standpoint. Sarva dharman parityajya. Dharma also means properties and all that. And parityajya. You see, you can give up, you can renounce only something which does not belong to you. Right? Which belongs to you, can you renounce that? I'll tell you. Somebody said, Swamiji, come to our house for dinner, you know. I said, very good, thank you. He said, but don't bring your body. What? You come, don't bring your body. Dropping your body, you come. I said, Baba, why don't you tell that don't come? A peculiar thing it will be. They can tell me, don't wear these clothes. Come coated, booted, suited, that is all right, you know. But the body only, how can I come? Now, Jnana Yoga standpoint, this Sarva Dharman Paritya is very interesting. See, now we have got body, we have got pranas, We have got sense organs, organs of actions, mind, intellect, and each upadhi has got its own dharma or not. The body is born, it will grow, decay, disease, death, and all that. That is the dharma of the body. Shanti, Ashanti, Shoka, Moha is the nature of the mind. To understand, not to understand, our dharma of the intellect. Now what is happening? We are identifying ourselves with the body, the mind, the intellect, and taking their dharma on ourselves. I am born, I am growing, all that, and I am getting old, and I am getting bald. We don't feel that head is getting bald. I am getting bald. The other day somebody said, Swamiji, you have no hair and all that. See? Once I went to somebody's house, the little girl, she went on looking at me for some time, and suddenly she blurted and she said, "Inke to baal hai hi nahi." He has no hair. Her father was like, don't. I said, why are you stopping? I already heard. And not only heard, I know it. That she has not said something which is untruth or anything. But let me tell you, there are 3 types of hair. 3 types of hair. One called parted hair, one called unparted hair, third called departed hair. I said, I have departed hair. And actually I am sitting in a departure lounge. Another plane is coming. And when it departs, some more will also go. See, our sorrow is why? Not because body is aging, I am aging. You get it? But I am not the body. Dehanyatvat name janma jarakar shalayadaya shabdadi vishaye sangaha nirindriyataya nacha. Since I am not the body, therefore the birth, growth, old age, death, they don't belong to me. Drop that identification. Body's dharma cannot be dropped. Body will go through whatever its properties. But when you identify with it, then its dharma becomes your dharma. Bhagavan said, drop that. ये तो शरीर का धर्म है. It is indriyas, the senses who are attached to objects. Amanastvat name raga dukkha dvesha bhayadayaha. I am different from the mind, therefore rag, dvesh, bhay, they are not for me. All these dharmas, Bhagavan says, sarva dharman parityajya. This is from Jnana Yoga standpoint. Drop your identification with all the upadhis, then you will become free from their dharma. Now look at yourself, free from the physical body. Then can you have this birth and death and all that? It cannot be. And Mam Ekam Sharanam Vaja, and you come and surrender to me one. Do you know what is one? Drushya is always many, Drashta is only one. That Ekam Drashtaram Mam Sharanam Vraja. Sharanam Vraja means what? Here what is the meaning of Sharanam Vraja? Atma Rupena. Experience that as your own self. That this is me. That's why in Nirvana Shataka we said, no? Mano buddhya hankara chitta ninaham nacha shrotra jive nacha grana netre nacha vyoma bhumir na tejo na vayuhu chidananda rupa shivoham shivoham Chidananda Rupa Shivoham Shivoham. That's what it says, Sarva Dharman Parityajya. Drop your identification with the body, the prana, mind, intellect. So it is their dharma, not your dharma. You are Satchidananda, Nitya, Shuddha, Buddha, Mukta. Sharanam Vraja. The Sharanam meaning will be different now. In Karma Yoga, it means dedication to Him. Here Sharanam means Sakshatkaram Kuru. Aparokshanubhuti hoti hai, to मैं हूँ, not this. Then aham is Atma only. Sarva papebhyo mokshayishyami. Naturally, all papas, na punyam, na papam, na saukyam, na dukkham, na mantro, na tirtham, na veda, na yajnaha. All that are gone. What papa? Huh? Mokshayishyami. Moksha, this aham, atma, that will release you from all that. Because you are not this. All a papa, punya, everything will be there only in the body, mind, this, that and all that. Not in you. Ma shuchaha. Tatra ko mohaha. Kashokaha. Ekatvam anupashyataha. And when you see that one, then where is the delusion and where is the shoka? Ma shuchaha. This is Jnana Yoga. Oh, now what is from Bhakti Yoga? Bhakti Yoga तो मजेदार है ही है. सर्वधर्मान परित्यज्य मामेकं शरणं व्रज aham tva sarva papebhyo mokshayishyami. Here also dharma means various sadhanas are there. Yajna, dana, tapa, japa, snana, vrata, variety of sadhanas are there. Isn't it? And all these sadhanas have got their own different results also. If you do japa, the phala will be this. Tapa, the phala is this. Everybody's sadhanas are there or not? Puja, japa and all that. Here what Bhagavan said, Sarva dharman parityaja mamekam sharanam vraja means all these bhakti sadhanas also that you do, not for any other result. Tapa may have a result. Every sadhana may be having its own result. But Tulsidas ji says beautifully, Sab kari maag hi ek phala, Ram charan rati hoy. You know, there is a beautiful episode in Ayodhya Kand when Ramchandra ji goes to Valmiki Rishi's ashram, and Valmiki Rishi, he asks, where shall I stay? And then actually he said, you stay in the bhakta's heart. But the way it is said, so many bhakti sadhanas are given. They appear many sadhanas. But do you know, the goal is only one. Right? Soye rasana jo hari guna gaave. Rasana with jivha, only sing hari guna. With ear, listen to Bhagavan's, only sing Bhagavan's glories. Various sadhanas are there. But sabakari, doing all these sadhanas, only mag ek phalo. Only one result that devotee asks. Ram charan rati ho. But I have love for Bhagavan's lotus feet. No other. So all these sadhanas are there. Various sadhanas. Every sadhana has got its own result also. But a bhakta says, he does Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu, Sparanam, Padasevanam, Archanam, Mandanam, Dasyam, Sakhyam, Atma Nivedanam, Adi Naudha, or the kind of bhakti, everything bhakti. And all other sadhanas also, whatever he does, but only one. Ekam Sharanam Vraja, that is only for Bhagavan only. Then Bhagavan says, Aham tva sarva papebhyo mokshayishyami. So what papa will be there then? Everything is Bhagavan, 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 Bhagavan. So shaitan hai kidhar? There is no Satan where hai. Only Bhagavan alone is there. Ma shuchaha. You know, In Ramayana, there is one shloka similar where Bhagavan Rama says, Sakrudeva prapannaya tavasmiti cha yachate abhayam sarvabhutebhyo dadami etad vratam mama. Bhagavan says, this is my promise, that if anyone comes to me, Sakrudeva, even once, only once, and tells me, Bhagavan, I am yours, bas. I surrender to you, I am yours. इतना यदि बोल दे तो भगवान says, I make him fearless, free from all fears. Abhayam sarvabhutebhyo dadami. Now interesting, here Bhagavan says, Papebhya mokshayishyami. If you surrender to me, I release you from sins. There Bhagavan says, I release you from all fears. You know, when we do pap karma, we are all the time fear, afraid, isn't it? वो पाप कर्म अपना ही पाप कर्म खाते रहता तो both are same. The fear arises because of pap only. So here when Bhagavan says, I will release you from papa, thereby I will release you from fear, it is one and the same thing. This is called bhakti sadhana. And in bhakti, total sharanagati. Sharanagati means Sri Krishna Sharanam Mama. So Sharanam means Arti Haranasthanam is the one where all my sorrows will end. Sharanam is my support. Sharanam is my goal. That's the meaning Sri Krishna Sharanam Mama. Aham to asarva papebhyo mokshayishyami maj. Okay. Now, what is the practical implication of the word Sharanam? I surrender to God. I surrender to God. I surrender to God. What does it mean? It means I surrender to God's will. Thy will be done. I don't have any my separate will. Tulsidas ji says beautifully, Jo chahe so kar kripa, tero tulsi hai. Bhagavan, I am yours. Now whichever way you want to deal with me, or shower your blessing, grace, whatever that, I don't care about that. I am yours. Now whichever way you want to bless me, it is fine. Swarga, narka, apavarga samana. For that person, Swarga, Naraka, Moksha, everything is just one, because Bhagavan only there. And one more interesting thing is that about Prapatti. Yeah, they are Sharanagati, it's called Prapatti. Prapatti, you know, see, Pad. Pad means our foot. And it has got two parts. One is the lower, called sole of that foot. And the upper part. These two are there. You know, it's very interestingly said, Prapatti means you put your hand under the feet of the Lord so that Bhagavan's feet presses your feet. Prapatti. That means what? Interesting thing. If Bhagavan wants to run away from you, you hold on. Where are you going? And if you want to escape, Bhagavan presses his feet. Where are you going? So from there, Bhagavan will press your hand. You can't go anywhere. Tu meri pakad mein aa gaya. And if Bhagavan wants to escape, then you hold on to him. Jaau kaha taji charan tumhare. Hold on to that. When there is prapatti, then there is no apatti. Then there is no emergencies and sankatas and difficulties and all that. Mamekam sharanam vraja. It is such a wonderful shloka. You know, you think about it. From Karma Yoga standpoint, Bhakti Yoga standpoint, Jnana Yoga standpoint. And then the Sharanam Vraja, the meaning also will go on changing. Different aspects of that Sharanam. And otherwise also, surrender is possible when a person, comes to realize that he or she is totally helpless, at the same time has faith in someone who is all powerful and can remove my problems, right? Then only I can surrender. But as long as I think, मैं अपने आप कर लूँगा, Bhagwan is gentleman. It doesn't interfere. If you think you can solve your problems, okay, do it. Bhagwan, I am available, but if you say you don't want me, so don't want. Very democratic. When does Bhagwan come, Raksha peksham apekshate. Only when you apply, like a refugee status, any government will, first you have to apply for that refugee status, isn't it? Then only the government will consider your application and all that. So when I find I am helpless, but there is someone who can help. Now those who are atheists, non-believers, they can never surrender to God because they don't believe only. So only on their own strength only they have to do it. So if I say I am help, मैं खुद कर लूँगा, then there is no surrender. Or if there is no faith in God's existence, again there is no surrender. But the one who has faith in that and also, this, I have done all my samapta mama yuktayaha. All that I could do, I have exhausted all my efforts and options. But nothing, only now the Lord alone. Then sharanagati hoti hai. Now, actually, Bhagwan's teaching ends here. Sarvadharman parityajya mamekam sharanam vraja aham tva sarva papebhyo mokshayishyami mashucha. Now, there is a tradition. What is the tradition? When the Guru gives this knowledge to disciple, he also gives instructions to whom this knowledge should be given and whom it should not be given. Everywhere, adhikar is to be found out. Adhikar means qualification, eligibility, and all that. Everything is not meant for everybody. Even if you have got MBBS degree, will you be allowed to do heart surgery? Only MBBS degree is not enough. You have to have that, special qualifications of higher degrees and of heart surgery and then. And even if you're a heart surgeon, you are not allowed to do kidney transplant. अब तो हार्ट सर्जरी तो किडनी का क्यों नहीं कर सकते? कर लो. You are a surgeon or not? You are a heart surgeon or not? Why can't you do the kidney and liver also? हर चीज के लिए qualifications required or not? Yeah, even driving also here. A 10-year-old child wants to drive and all that. And some parents love their child so much. His 10-year child is equal to 16. He can drive my sports car. Anyway, qualification. So, if unqualified person, if something is given, it can be dangerous thing. That person will destroy himself and may cause harm to others also. Therefore, Bhagavan says, idam te na tapaskaya na bhaktaya kadachana na cha shushrusave vachyam na cha mam yobhyasuyati. Bhagavan says, idam, this knowledge which I have given to you, no vachyam, it should not be spoken. It should not be given. Given to him, atapaskaya, atapaskaya. Then that means the one who has no penance no austerity in life, to such a person, are the very indulgent, indolent, such a person, it should not be given. No abhaktaya. Abhaktaya means who has no love, no feeling, no devotion. Don't give that to him. No kadachana, Bhagavad says kadachana. Should never be given this knowledge to that. Nacha asushrusave. Asushrusave means, one meaning is the one who has not rendered any service, जिसमें कोई spirit of सेवा ही नहीं है. So here was no austerity, no devotion, no spirit of service. And Shushrusha also means the one who does not want to hear. Huh? There are so many people who come, sometimes the women come, sometimes the gents come, my husband, how much telling you come and listen to that. He just doesn't want to listen and all that. Doesn't want. मैं तो सुनाती रहती हूँ. But then I go on telling, so then he becomes more and more allergic. First he will get angry with you, then angry with the scripture, then angry with the Swami, then angry with all Swamis. Everyone does not want to hear. It's all right, At least he's allowing you to come and all that. Nacha asushrusha. And Bhagavan nachamam yobhya suyati. And the one who is all the time finding faults with me, don't give it. See, one has no devotion for God is one thing. But all the time finding dosha only. Why did he do that? Why did he do that? Every time only finding faults in that person teaching, in the behavior, everywhere you are finding faults. Then what happens? You are not benefited. Idam means one who has not done tapas. Tapas is meant for purifying our mind. Now there is no purification. No, there is no love also, devotion. And not only devotion is not there, positively finding faults only. And doesn't want to hear, has no spirit of service. That means what? This person is not yet ready for this knowledge. It is not that the knowledge should not be given, but if you find that this person at this time is not ready, so just leave him. When he gets ready, then give. Otherwise, he will have no value for it. It will not benefit him. And then sometime, he may totally misunderstand. That is the more dangerous thing. Suppose he doesn't understand, it is all right. But if he misunderstands, then there will be a problem only. That's what the meaning is. So let them prepare their mind, then it can. So now whom it should be given, that also Bhagavan says. Ya imam paramam guhyam mad bhakteshvabhidhasyati bhaktim mai param krutva mame vaishyatya samshayaha. Bhagavan says, ya imam paramam guhyam mad bhakteshu abhidhasyati. Yaha, any person who mad bhakteshu abhidhasyati, communicates, imparts, gives this knowledge, paramam guhyam, which is supreme secret, and not only secret, but great sacred also it is, and most purifying this knowledge is, mad bhakteshu, those who really love me, those who have got feelings for me, to them he gives this knowledge. Bhagavan says, he renders the greatest worship to me. Bhakti mai param krutva. This is the best form of devotion. A devotee can do that, a person can do. You see, it is like this. If I have studied and I have learned from a teacher, and then I impart this knowledge to people who are interested in that, who love that, then this itself is worship of God. Now, even if I am myself directly not able to impart this knowledge, But if I organize such sessions where all people can come and then take benefit of that, even that also is making, giving opportunity to people. Or when you inform also to somebody that such and such knowledge is there, you come, and when he listens, he will be eternally grateful to you. Oh, that person who came and told me that. So direct teaching also is there, indirectly helping also. But mad bhaktayashu abhidhasyati, Bhagavan said, this is the supreme form of devotion, the best devotion he has done. And then mam eva eshyati asamshaya, and there is no doubt that person comes to me. You see, in Chinmay Mission we are so lucky. Our Guru, they have taught us and given us such a wonderful chance to serve. But he told me in the very first letter he wrote to me when I started in 75, he remember, in this pravachan you get more from people than they get from you. And this is your own loud reflection. It's not that you sit there like a guru, sabko gyan de rahe ho. Bachon, suno. Not like that. He said, what we have learned, we reflect, it's a loud reflection. And we're thankful to them that they organize, they sit there and they listen to this and all that. So you get a chance to reflect on that. That's what he said. So this is a wonderful form of worship that our Gurudev has given to us. Those who can give directly or who can do in different ways. Those who are doing for Bal Vihar, for youth, for adults, for organizing, everybody is doing the greatest bhakti to Bhagavan. Bhagavan doesn't stop there. He says little more. And he says, Nacha tasman manusheshu kaschin me priyakruttamaha bhavita nacha me tasmat anya priyataro bhuvi. Bhagavan says, in fact, among all people, there is no one who is dearer to me than this person. And he renders the greatest and dearest seva to me. Manusheshu, among all people. Tasmat, from that person, other than person. Name kaschit priyakruttama. There is no one who does the dearest thing to me, what is dearest to me. So what is dearest to Bhagavan is that someone gains this knowledge. And he gives this knowledge to everybody to the best of his ability. Bhagavan says, this is the dearest duty anyone can do, dearest worship that anyone can do for me. There is no one other than person there here who can be considered as doing something greater. No. Not only that, bhavita nachame tasmad anya priyataro bhavi. And nobody will be dearer to me than this person. अब इससे ज़्यादा क्या बोलूँगा बताओ? Now see, nor is there any among men who does dearer service to me, nor shall there be another on earth dearer to me than him. That's why we said in our Gurudev Namavali, Gita Jnana Pracharakaya Namaha. And Swamiji's name became synonymous with Gita Jnana Yajna, isn't it? Anyone of the moment you hear the word Gita Jnana Yajna, that was only equated with Gurudev. Dearest service he did. So, Bhagavan says, this is the most beautiful service anyone can do for me. And there is no one dearer to me than this person. Now somebody said, Bhagavan, I am not capable of giving lectures and imparting on, and I am not a good organizer also. If I organize something, if any success was possible, that also will go away and all that. So therefore, I am not a very good organizer also, and not a good speaker also. Then Bhagavan says, listen, adhyeshyate chaya imam dharmyam samvadamavayoho jnana yajnena tenaham ishtasyam iti me matihi. Adhyeshyate cha imam. So you say, if you yourself cannot speak, teach, doesn't matter. You cannot organize, doesn't matter. But at least you yourself can study it or not. And do you know, our Gurudev has given so many platforms and methods to study. He made 2 years Vedanta course. You can go and study there. 2 years, very long time, you know. Okay, then 6 weeks. Every year we conduct in Coimbatore, 6 weeks. This year it is from 16 July to 26 August. It's called Dharma Sevak course. You can do that in Coimbatore. 1.5 months, okay, 1 month. There's Vedanta. I will leave this here and you can find. 1 month. 7 days our spiritual camps are there, you know. There you can go and study. 7 days, but I have to go there, isn't it? 7 days yajna here like this. Any other option? Chinmay Mission will not allow you to escape. He says online course you can do. Our CIF, Chinmay International Foundation, you can do the Foundation Vedanta course, Advanced Vedanta course, Gita course, and study Sanskrit. Oh, so no escape route you have kept. Bhagavan says, adhyeshyate, just think. And our Gurudev has given a scheme of study. You yourself can, all the books are, and you study. Okay, I will think. But Bhagavan says, adhyeshyate cha imam dharmyam samvadam avayoho. Avayoho samvadam. This dialogue of both of us, it is dharma yukta. Most holy, sacred, integrating. Dharma means integrating. It doesn't disintegrate you. It leads you to prosperity, happiness. So, if someone can even study for himself, herself, there are so many methods are there. You study, then Bhagavan says, Jnana yajnena tena aham ishtasyam. I will consider that he has worshipped me by the yajna of knowledge. Every time you don't have to see dravya yajnas and all, agni kunda and ahuti, nothing. You just study as your worship of God. Bhagavan says, I will take that also as worship. Iti me mati. Or kitna simplify karenge, you know. Bhagavan. हाँ बोलो भाई भक्त. Bhagavan, you know, even to study for oneself, one has to be very intelligent, and to study all that, you know. Any other method? Bhagavan said, yes, there is. I was hoping that you will say there is no method, so I could have escaped. But now you say there is. Now what method is there? He says, even if you cannot study, you can listen or not? Now you caught me. Now, really, now there is no escape. Bhagavan says, Shraddhavan anasuyascha Shrunuyadapi yo naraha Sopi mukta shubhan lokan Prapnuyat punya karmanam. Suppose there is a person Shraddhavan. Too much of thinking, these are not there, but he has got faith. Anasuyascha, and doesn't find fault with Bhagavan, his teaching and all that. So at least that you can have Shraddha with faith. Shrunuyadapi yonara, only just listen. You know, in India, in so many villages, there are people totally illiterate. They don't know how to read, write, but they attend to these satsangs of Ramayana and all regularly, and they know it by heart. And all their all problems of the world and all that, only one chaupai from Ramayana they remember, and they don't need any psychiatrist. They don't need any counseling. They don't need any kind of thing. One doha is enough, one chaupai is enough, those others who Gita and all that, they can do that. Enough. Nothing is required. दूसरे तो पता नहीं. Depression, I can't depress. वो तो भगवान को याद कर लिया तो immediately भगवान को ए वन हो ये सोई जो राम रचि राखा को करी तर्क बढ़ावे शाखा हो गया. What Bhagavan will that happen? What is why you are unnecessarily breaking your head and all that? Already there is only little thing there. उसको खत्म कर देगा तू. So don't worry. So one chaupai and all his problems. Shrunuyadapi yo nara, only with Shraddha and all that, if you listen to that, sopi muktaha, he also becomes liberated from all these papas. And Shubhan lokan prapnuyat, and attains to these great, noble, auspicious worlds, punya karmana, which are attained by the virtuous people. So if one can study and teach, very good. If you cannot yourself teach, but you can help organize and all that, very good. Someone say, I cannot teach, I cannot organize. Yourself study it. A study is very difficult and I really don't understand. Listen. Shravana Bhakti is the most important. And by Shravana only you will get all knowledge. It is possible. और इससे ज़्यादा क्या? भगवान said, and then he asked a question to Arjuna. I will tell that tomorrow. Okay, tomorrow we will see that. Now, already we have said about tomorrow, last concluding lecture, and whatever shlokas are remaining we will complete it. Now our lecture is at 7:30, but you please come little early. And 7 o'clock they may have some little bhajan, but exactly at 7:15, you see, we know Chinmay Mission. And the apex body of our Chinmay Mission is Central Chinmay Mission Trust. We call it CCMT. So this is our apex body. But what exactly is CCMT? How much what they do it, how they really remain in touch with all the centers, how they guide, what they are doing actually in that office and all that, that also you should know, because it's a really eye-opener also. And those many of people who have gone there in Mumbai ashram, and they are surprised, and they say, we are in the mission, but we never knew how much what all work are going on. Right? So, our COO, you know what is COO? You know CEO, Chief Executive Officer is called CEO, and Chief Operating Officer. There is our Manisha Khemlani. Many of you, corresponding with her, and by that name you may be knowing. But tomorrow she will be here. So 7:15, she will tell you about all that what we do at CCMT and anything what she has to tell you. And then 7:30 will our lecture will begin. Okay? Now, let us sing. Chalo gao, gao. Hari bol, hari bol, hari hari bol, hari bol, hari. Hari bol, hari bol, hari hari bol, hari. मुकुंद माधव गोविंद बोल, मुकुंद माधव गोविंद बोल, केशव माधव गोविंद बोल, केशव माधव गोविंद बोल, मुकुंद माधव गोविंद बोल, मुकुंद माधव गोविंद बोल, हरि बोल, हरि बोल, हरि हरि बोल, मुकुंद माधव गोविंद बोल, गोविंद बोल, गोविंद बोल. श्री कृष्णचंद्र भगवान की जय. श्री सद्गुरुनाथ महाराज की. ओम पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते. ओम शांति शांति शांतिः. हरिः ओम. श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः. हरिः ओम.